Welcome, Tiger sports fans, to our second episode of Senior Spotlight. I am joined here by Jake Frech. He is a swimmer, and we're going to just be asking him a couple questions. How are you doing today, Jake?
I'm thriving. A little tired, but other than that, I can't complain.
Absolutely. So then for our first question is, if you had the option to switch lives with someone else, would you do it? And if yes, who would you switch lives with?
That's actually such a good question. Are we talking just athletes or like anybody in general?
Anybody.
I always think it'd be fun. Like, you always see presidents at the end of their careers and they like have like the 30, like you see the before and after photos and like they always look like they've aged like 10 years. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if I did it for like just a day, would I get the white hairs or not?
Yeah.
Like, would I still remain like looking exactly like I do? I think it'd be a fun job just for like a day to understand what they go through.
Yeah, just like, so like day in the life of a president, just one day. But
exactly. I wouldn't want to do 4 years. I don't know how in the heck people do that, but like a week, yeah, absolutely.
And it's hopefully you don't nuke a country in that day.
Crossed.
Hopefully. All right. So that's great. So then just switching topics, so then who is your favorite music artist and then why?
All right. So over quarantine, I got really into John Mayer. There was just something about like really happy, like calming music. And apparently, like, he started posting, like, on Twitter and Instagram and things, like, teaching people how to play guitar. And, like, it's a guilty pleasure of mine to, like, learn about things that I'm never in a million years going to actually do. So, like, hearing him talk about, like, you know, how to strum a guitar or anything like that is really fascinating to hear. But I'm not going to lie to you. That's going to have absolutely no practical effect on me.
Mm-hmm. But that's still a really cool answer. And then, what is your favorite fruit?
Favorite fruit? I feel like I'm really basic if I say like strawberries, but basically anything in there, like strawberries, blueberries. We always have blackberries sitting in our house, so that's become a favorite, except you have to sit there and like pick it out of your teeth for like 3 hours afterwards.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah, so I'm a little on the fence about those.
So then what is like your least favorite? So you said, so is it just like what you said, like the blackberries, or is it something else?
Oh no, I still love blackberries.
Oh, okay.
Like, picking it out of your teeth is like just the penalty you have to go through afterwards. But least favorite, definitely bananas.
Really?
I know it's a hot take, but there's just something about, like, I don't know if it's the texture or what it is. I can't do it.
Wow, that's because I have those like almost every day, like since there are so many of them at Hoover. But that's interesting. But so then just for our last question, what is the most embarrassing thing that you're willing to admit on like TV or just recording?
All right, so the most embarrassing story that ever happened to me actually happened during a swim meet. And it was the first time I ever swam the 500 freestyle, which is like one of the longer events in swimming. And it's like 20 laps. Like, especially when you're doing it like as a young kid, it takes like 10 minutes to do. It's everybody's least favorite event. But like, I remember being like super excited to swim this event. My mom was there, my grandma was there, the pretty girl in the stands was there. And like everybody's recording it, like they're so proud that little Jake's about to swim the 500. And if you've ever seen like the texture of the top of a swim block, like it's really rough.
Yeah.
And so like to kind of relax beforehand, I remember I sat down on the swim block and like watched the race that was in front of me. And when I stood up, I tore my suit, my little Speedo, from the front seam to the back seam.
Oh my God.
And I didn't realize how big the hole was until I dove in. And so I took my mark, I dove, and I heard it rip even more. And the farther and farther I got through this 20-lap race, the bigger that hole got.
Oh
by
my
the end
God.
of the race, just everything was out. Like front, back. It's caught on camera. My grandma had to see that.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure the pretty girl in the stands was like looking away.
I was like, it's
Yeah,
maybe someone else. So it's like, check him off.
It was not my finest moment. My teammates had to like swarm me with the towel as I'm getting out of the pool. That was like the only saving grace that I had during that memory.
That's pretty awesome. That was really good. I was not expecting that, but that was really, that was awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. And that will do it for this episode of Senior Spotlight. Thank you so much for joining us. Jake, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and tune in to our full episode of Tiger Sports Nation coming out on Thursday. Thank you for being here.